Today is the first day of the Supreme Court's new term. The justices are set to take on a series of controversial topics. Chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford is at the Supreme Court. Jan, what are the big issues the courts are going to address this term?
Well, Anthony, this is shaping up to be one of the most contentious Supreme Court terms in years, and they are taking up almost every hot-button issue that's out there. You've got abortion, gay rights, gun rights, immigration, and they're going to jump right into it, starting tomorrow with a big case that looks at whether federal law protects gays, lesbians, transgender people from discrimination on the job. And then in the months to come, they're going to look at whether or not states can put more regulations on abortion clinics, whether states can make it more difficult for legal gun owners to take their guns outside their homes. They're going to look at President Trump's efforts to end that Obama-era program that protects the so-called dreamers, those people that came to the United States illegally as children. All of these cases, and they're probably going to be decided right in the middle of this election year, early spring, early summer.
Jan, you mentioned gay rights. This is the first time the court's going to hear gay rights cases since the retirement of Justice Kennedy, who was the swing vote on this issue. So who are you going to be looking at on the court at this point?
Well, this is a different court. It's going to potentially be a more conservative court, and we'll get a lot of clues this term because of the line of these cases. Like you said, Justice Brett Kavanaugh replacing Justice Kennedy. Justice Kennedy was a conservative, but he would sometimes vote with liberals on some of those social issues, particularly gay rights, but also abortion. So the question is Justice Kavanaugh going to see those cases in a more conservative way? That would shift the balance of the court more to the right on some of these social issues. The Chief Justice, John Roberts, also someone that we're going to be looking at because sometimes he's been willing to vote with the liberals on some of those big controversial cases, like, for example, Obamacare. So will he move from that conservative camp? Obviously, it's still 5-4. You've got the 5 conservatives and the 4 liberals, but some of these cases, they'll go back and forth. This term will give us a lot of clues about what this court is going to look like going forward.
Jan Crawford at the Supreme Court. Thanks, Jan.